crypto here inside the London Real Investment Club, one of our investments just exploded today. And Martina, you probably saw me in the Telegram channel going crazy. And one of our investments is now the 37th largest crypto protocol out there. And overnight, it's just been going up and up and up. And this is one of those indicators that altcoin season is here. When small bits of your portfolio start exploding to ridiculous levels. So let me just show you what that looks like here behind the scenes. Over here, you can see me on coinmarketcap.com. This is a way that you can monitor the prices of all the big cryptos, and it has them in list of size. So on the top here is Bitcoin at $111,000, $2.2 trillion market cap, Ethereum, Ripple. And if you go down here to number 37, you see something called Story Protocol, and its ticker is IP, which stands for intellectual property. And if you click into that, you can see this price chart, which probably will boggle your mind. Now, if you look at this thing, Martina, you could probably see it. This thing was at $6 on August 29th. Oh my gosh, that was 10 days ago, 11 days ago. And it gapped up to $8. I remember I was out on a Saturday, and I found that pretty shocking. And then this morning, it gapped up to $11. It actually went as high as $11.75, Martini, and now it's sold around $11, right? This is a massive move, and the market cap of this coin is now $3.3 billion, all right? We have now made a 16x on this coin, and we also own the equity, which is up another 16x. And so we've made a 32x return on this token. We actually put $500,000 into this, Martini. You probably remember a couple of years ago. And so we're literally going to pay our people $16 million of cash over, the next 12 months or so. That's real money, folks. That money is going to change lives of people all around the world. That money is going to pump through communities and pump through families. That money is going to pay for private schools. It's going to pay for college tuition. It's going to pay for retirement plans. It's going to pay for new business ideas. And honestly, nothing makes me happier than to see all the members of our club make ridiculous amounts of money. And this is one deal. And so I was posting in there, Martini, you could invest in 30 other deals that go to zero, and you're still making money with this deal. And, most people haven't invested in that many, and a lot of ours are still going to go up. And so, and this thing, the crazy thing is this has a lot of room to go, and we're no longer near at the top of the market. Now, let me show you something that's a little bit crazy. Is that on the day, Bitcoin is down on the day. Bitcoin is down 1%. Ethereum's down 0.75%, and yet we're up 30% in one day. And so we're not even towards the end of this bull market. People are calling for Bitcoin to be $180,000, $200,000 by year end. And when that happens, you could argue it could even triple what we have now, which would, I kind of even hard to imagine. It could mean 100x return for some of our investors. That means the people that put in $10,000 will make $1 million from that single investment. And there's a couple people in there, Martini, that put in $50K. That's a $5 million profit for one deal. And it just goes to show you the power of crypto if you're in at the right time. This is the start of altcoin season, folks. And the next 90 days are going to be absolutely nutso. And Martini, I joke that I walk in sometimes and I have to rub my eyes because I can't believe what I read. Well, that happened to me this morning. I looked at Story Protocol and it said 10. And the last time I looked at it, it said $8. And I was like, what? I'm getting old. I get new contact lenses. And it was right. It was at $10. And then I blinked again and it was $11. Folks, this only happens in crypto. I worked on Wall Street for 15 years. I never had to rub my eyes because nothing gaps up that much. But it just goes to show you what we're doing behind the scenes in our investment club. And we're giving people access to these type of deals before the tokens ever exist. Now, we got into Story Protocol really early when it was an idea, but we invested along some of the biggest venture capital companies in the world, including companies like Andreessen Horowitz and Pantera. And it's no surprise that those things are popping. And Story right now is right up there with some of the biggest protocols out there on the planet. And it's something that's really exciting. And it might even overtake WorldCoin, which is, this whole AI protocol identification token. So that's what today has been like. For any investment club member that's here, congratulations. And I believe this is going to be one of many of our investments that are going to show these big spikes in the next 90 days because altcoin season is coming. So today I want to show you how you can actually get involved in these type of deals that can spike up like that, and why now is the time it's going to happen. Out of a 4-year cycle, it all happens now in the next 90 days. Now, the good news is it's not too late, because still, if you look at the altcoin index, it's only 50 out of 100. Now, if that was at 75 or 80, I would say, sorry, you missed it. And a couple months from now, I'm going to tell you all you missed it. And the worst part is, Martini, is a lot of people here are going to miss it. Even though you can see it, I'm telling you it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. You're still going to sit on your hands and watch another opportunity go by. But some of you are going to say, you know what, Brian, I'm getting in on this. And you're going to see that we're going to get in crazy returns. Now, look, I recommend you have minimum 5 deals, ideally 10 deals going into this market, because it gives you a nice diversification. And if one of those deals does a 50x, it sets your portfolio up for a massive win. And so you can really make a really nice return on your money. Of course, the more you have invested, then of course, the more you can make. And so today I want to talk about some of the things going on in the market. Also, I want to talk about this new accusation that the Russians have made that say that the United States is using crypto to unfairly get rid of all of their debt. And I actually have a video as well, and it's pretty interesting. But they're pointing the finger at the US, saying the use of stablecoins and dollar-based assets in crypto is a way of getting rid of all of our debt. And it sounds like they're upset about it, which means we must be doing something right. And so I'm excited for this. Last chance for everybody here to turn cameras on and let us see your faces. Otherwise, we're going to throw you out of this call. And otherwise, I'm just going to get started here. Thank you, Ilana. It's always the good-looking ones, like our Kiwis, like Ilana, that have their cameras off. If Ilana's not deadlifting during one of my presentations, she's doing these CrossFit workouts, and like, Lord knows what she's doing down there. But that's, look, you got is that your home gym in there? Yeah. You were working out last night during the investment club call, and now you're working out here. Okay, good. I respect. Maybe I'll do one of my master classes from the gym. All right, folks, let's jump in. Last chance to turn those cameras on, and let me show you this presentation. This thing is hot off the presses. I just created this about an hour ago. And just raise your hand if you see these two good-looking guys that are making a bunch of money in crypto. Yeah. And Donald Trump's son, Eric Trump, just became a crypto billionaire 2 days ago. Think about that, right? Think about that, right? His company, American Bitcoin, went public, and now Eric Trump is a billionaire. The family probably is between $6 and $8 billion in crypto, which by far dwarfs the amount of wealth they created in 70 years in the real estate industry. So for all of you here that have been investing in real estate for your previous life, congratulations. Now look at some of the greatest real estate investors in the world, the Trump family, and see how they're pivoting, and ask yourself, why am I still invested in real estate? Even my good friend Grant Cardone, after me telling him for the last 5 years to get into crypto, now Grant is actually getting into Bitcoin, and he's buying properties that pay out in Bitcoin. So it took you long enough, Grant, but congratulations for coming around. And we're just glad you're here. That's what I would say. So rewrite the old rules. $37 trillion US debt sparks this huge crypto and gold reset theory. I'm actually going to play for you the video of the Russians accusing us of trying to rewrite the rules and get rid of our debt. And so it's kind of exciting times, and I want to play for you what's going on here. And it really is an interesting arbitrage that we're seeing going on with stable coins and debt and gold, and I want to explain that to you. Look, before we get started, just want to say this presentation is for information purposes only, not intended to be investment advice. If you are looking for that, please go find a professional. I also want to give you this free gift, which is how startups raise money on the blockchain. This is a 19-page PDF document that is module 1 of our super premium program called the Investment Club. And if you're watching this remotely or watching this later, go to londonreal.tv/download, and you can get it for free. But since all of you decided to come here and show up on Zoom, I'm going to give you an extra little bonus, and I'm going to send you this module right now through the powers of Zoom. So can everybody check your Zoom chat and reply to me yes when you receive this module 1, okay? Don't give me thumbs up. Don't give me a smile and a wave. Just type in yes. You might have to click on my picture to actually write a message, but 3, 2, 1, boom, you got it. Now, whoever replies yes, maybe I'll send you some Story Protocol tokens. Maybe. Let's see. Uh-oh, Adrian beat you to it. Somebody else beat me to it. Zoom attendee. Who else? Maybe I should give some out to the top 10. Nils from my Crypto and DeFi Academy. I appreciate that. And a few others. Thank you for that. Oh, Even one of our internal people here at London Real just did that. Everybody wants those story tokens. All right, I get it. So look, I appreciate that. And watch this module when you get a spare chance later. And let me just jump back into this presentation, but thanks to everybody. So, but it's a great module and it'll show you a lot of what we're doing behind the scenes. Hold on one second. And let me jump back into this. I also want to give you a free video, which is how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens in 3 easy steps. And at the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you a link to a free video. It's going to talk about what a crypto token pre-sale is and how you can directly invest in these companies, just like we did with Story Protocol. Folks, it's called pre-sale tokens. And what it is it's a practice of secretly buying tokens from the CEO of a company before they're ever listed on an exchange. How many people here have heard of an IPO before? Raise your hand. Anybody here? Frank, you know what's up. Adrian knows what's up. Angela, Mark, Ilana knows what's up. And Elizabeth does as well. And so does Zoom attendee, which is good. Put your name in there on Zoom if you can. An IPO is an initial public offering. What it means is that it's the first time the public can buy shares of that company. And when a company goes public, and a few companies in the crypto space have gone public recently, millions of people can buy those shares. And what happens is the price usually goes up 2x, 3x, 5x. The same thing happens with tokens. So we bought our Story Protocol tokens 2 years ago before they even existed. They didn't even exist, okay? And then when they got listed on the exchange, they went up and up and up and up and up and up, and they keep going up. And that's how we're making these ridiculous returns. Nobody is teaching this, and no one is giving you access to the hottest deals on the planet. That's what we do behind the scenes at London Real, and that's why we've been so successful. Now, folks, a lot of you have heard of this token called Solana. Raise your hand if you own Solana or you know this token. Doreen has some, Christopher has some, Ilana has some, Mark. Did you know you could have bought this as a pre-sale token? A lot of people don't even know that they could have bought this. You could have bought this for 4 pennies each as a pre-sale token back in 2018. If you would put $1,000 into this deal, it would be worth $5 million today. Think about that. $5 million from 1,000. Now, who here could use an extra $5 million right about now? Raise your hand, anybody. Doreen's in, Christopher's in. Luca's like, nah, Brian, I'm good. I got my drinks. I don't need the extra 5. You keep it. More money, more problems, right, Luca? But look, most of us could use an extra 5, maybe an extra Bugatti in the parking lot for you, Angela. You know, maybe an extra jet in the hangar for you, Mark. Whatever, however you get down. But this is real money, folks, and this will change your life. And it just shows you the power of these pre-sale tokens. Folks, this is a deal we did about 6 months ago, and this is the legal document I signed called a SAFT agreement. Can everyone see that blue circle here around midway? That's the amount we invested in this deal, $200,000. We actually put $500,000 in Story Protocol, but our typical token investment is $200,000. Can everyone see that red circle a little bit lower? Can everyone see that? That's the price we paid per token, 1.25 pennies. I think on Story, we paid 67 pennies, and now it's trading at 11 buckaroos. So in this case, we bought these tokens for 1.25 pennies each, even cheaper than the Solana. And what happened? Well, the deal was called Skillful AI. It was up 20x on the launch, and we made my members a $4 million profit. Not bad for about 4 hours of work. It's actually artificial intelligence on the blockchain. Here's the CEO. His name is Zoltan. And here he is at our studios here in London with his own episode of London Real. After the show, he said, Brian, hold on to these tokens. They're going to 100x, which they very well could this quarter. And that's going to be worth 20 million bucks for your people. And I said, great, sounds good. And then after that, he shocked me. And he said, Brian, I want to be a member of your investment club. I see what you're doing, and I want access to your deals. Now, here's a guy who's really big in the crypto space. And I said, Zoltan, surely you don't need my deals. Surely you see deals. He said, Brian, you have a media company called London Real with 1 billion views. He said, you get better deals than I do because people want your media. And I said, okay, that's fine, Zoltan, but there's only one way to join us. You got to book a call with Martini, and she doesn't do discounts. Here's her number. Good luck. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, he joined. And so now when you come into our investment club calls on a Monday or a Thursday, and you're welcome to join us at 7 p.m. UK time for when our CEOs pitch their companies. I still remember when Story Protocol pitched their company on one of those live calls 2 years ago. You can see the future $10 billion protocols coming on those calls. And if you reach out to Martini now and send her a message, she'll give you a link and you can join us on Thursday's call. It's actually going to be at 6 p.m. UK time, and you can join us for that. Folks, this is another deal we did called Shrapnel. It's actually a video game on the blockchain. This thing was up 20x in 20 days, made my group a $5 million profit. This is the Mochaverse. It was up 20x on launch. And this is the chairman of Animoca Brands next to me named Yatsu. I was just texting him today. We're going to hook up in Singapore in a few weeks. And, this is the digital ID system for his massive gaming conglomerate called Animoca Brands. We think this token's going higher. This is, of course, Story Protocol, now updated with today's price. You like that, Martini? It's $11. So we're now on 32x on Story Protocol. And, I don't know where this is going. I don't know where this is going, but it's very possible that this continues to go up. And again, you can see here that this is the first deal we did with Andreessen Horowitz, which is the biggest VC on the planet. And this is Sai Lee, who is actually going to be on the show, I think, next week to talk about all the success that he's had with this company. Of course, this is one of the meme coins we invested in called CATS. It was up 14x on the launch. I still remember Christina put in $30,000, her and her mom, on this deal. She woke up to a $420,000 profit. Folks, that's real money right in her wallet, and it's enough to really start changing your life. And of course, this is Dan Tapiero. Just got off a call with him, Martini. He'll be back on our investment club call on October 9th, if anybody wants to join on that call. And he'll be talking about his brand new fund called 50T. This fund, which we put $1 million into this $1 billion fund, he's already had 5 IPOs. He's got 2 IPOs, Martini, this week. So both Figure and Gemini are IPOing this week. And this fund is already up 4x with us. And it's just going to keep paying out more and more and more money. And so the plan is to invest another $1 million or $2 million into his next fund called 50T. And of course, we're doing that in the investment club. Folks, here are a couple of our latest deals. And what's great about these is you can really see how these companies get pitched to us on these live calls. You can see the community, how they give input, and everybody votes on the deals. If we get enough thumbs up, we go ahead with the deal. If we don't, we pass on the deal. And that the CEO has to pitch to us. By the way, it's a Zoom call just like this. And sometimes the CEOs get a little intimidated when they see 40 people on the call. And it's a great way for us to make sure that we find the really excellent CEOs that can make it through really hard times. And so one of our deals is an artificial agent protocol called Synergetics. And we're really excited for this company because it allows multiple AI agents to work with each other and build incredible projects. This is an MIT Sloan School professor. He's got a patent on this agent-to-agent technology, and this is Synergetics.
I think it's really incredible.
Great presentation. The guy definitely knew what he was talking about.
This is their multi-billion-dollar unicorn legacy play.
I have a track record of actually delivering on startups. That's just me. This is me in the Agentic AI working group at MIT. We got written up in Forbes and MSN organically. And then we were also highlighted by NVIDIA at the Microsoft conference. And we have partnerships with Google, Plug and Play, Guidewire, and so on. So we are sort of like the creme de la creme of the people on this decentralized AI. We are a company that's powering the agent economy. Avatars, chatbots, voice agents, and embedded systems. So the market for this is roughly $70 billion, and we believe that we can take a market share of about $7 billion out of this. We have actually deployed agents in the field. We are currently generating revenues. This year we plan to crack low 7 digits.
Show me some thumbs here, please, everybody on the call. So Camille likes it, Christopher Molson likes it, Petia likes it, Daniel Walker likes it. We got Jacqueline Capstead with 2 thumbs up, 2 up from Paul, 2 up from Henry Shiner.
I think this can be a real success. I do see the differentiators with the many other agentic plays we've seen.
He really knows his stuff, his experience. I think it's really incredible.
I'm actually working for a financial institution, and we're currently implementing a lot of the AI agents that he's talking about.
You don't teach at MIT Sloan unless you're somebody that's up there. And he's had successful exits for large amounts of money.
We're investing in an expert in his field, and he is at the top of his level.
Booyah. What do we think of that? Pretty cool, right? We were really impressed with this guy. He's a legit MIT Sloan School professor. It's where I went to school. I got a little bit of a soft spot. And he's doing big things with some big companies. And so we love Synergetics. The next deal is actually Shark Tank for crypto. It's a live show where people pitch their products. They have a full season on Amazon Prime right now. You can go watch it. It's called Crypto Nights. And they're going to film the second season now. When we invest in this company, not only do we get tokens in a crypto media company, but we also get tokens in all of the companies that come and pitch on their program. In fact, 4 of our portfolio companies here at London Real Ventures already raised money on their program. And we think it's just a win-win-win, a total flywheel when it comes to crypto money making. And this is Crypto Nights.
It looks like a very good project.
Production value is really high.
We've never seen anything like it.
There's a lot of opportunity here.
Crypto Nights is not just a TV show, it is a complete ecosystem. Some people call it the Shark Tank for crypto. Projects from across the globe come and pitch to a very elite set of investors. We're an Emmy Award nominated production team. I've been in the entertainment business for about 20 years. We started generating revenue even before we started filming season 1. We generated $4.9 million worth of token revenue. In season 2, we are anticipating $6 million. Plus, our goal is really to make this a global brand, and we want to lead the space with Crypto Nights.
VC funding for crypto projects is not as robust as it was last year. Is that a challenge for you right now?
From our point of view, that's not a big challenge. Projects need us more now than ever before because we give them access to that capital. Folks like Blue Whale, I think they raised like over $1 million in that one session. So that's where we make that massive difference.
So if I own some Night tokens, I'm owning a small piece of every company that's coming on your program in the future.
That's true, every single company. By simply buying the Crypto Nights token, you could end up owning 100 different tokens.
2 thumbs up if you like this play. Arno's up, Jose 2 up, Christopher is in, Tracy's in, Federica's in, Oliver's in, Trevor's in, Camille's in, KN's in. Dr. Encore, your thoughts?
They've got the media distribution to actually help these projects do well and get the word out.
It has an excellent format. Seems to be very experienced in the media. He understands the crypto market, the green crypto environment.
So this is a new and unusual project. It really is diversifying our portfolio. They already have a proven track record of being profitable in season 1.
I love the idea that it's not only investing in the production company, but also potential to invest in the other projects. I'm really excited about this one.
Okay, booyah. Pretty cool, right? I always tell our team we're never really going to see an investment in a crypto media company like this in this bull run. Like there's only a few of these out there. And so we like diversified investments, and that's why we love that. Each one of these deals has about 20K left, and so they're about to go. But obviously our investment club members get access to those deals, and that's one of the reasons they jump in. We got other deals right now, but this is how we're making the money behind the scenes. The tokens of those companies you just saw, they don't even exist yet. So no one can buy them. We buy them, and they're going to get listed on an exchange. For both of those deals, I think they're listing in October. So this is happening within 30 days. You're going to have liquid tokens, and coming into altcoin season, you're going to wake up like me and rub your eyes and be like, what? Did that just, 10x overnight? And things like that are going to start to happen, and it's going to get weird, and it's going to get crazy. And what you really need is a community of people around you to make sure that you stay grounded, because this can be a time where it gets so crazy that we're going to be there just to make sure you make good decisions. And so that's what it's all about. Folks, a lot of us have asked, how does London Real pick so many winners? Like, how is this happening to you? How is a company that used to just film episodes and broadcast to the world so successful in picking winners in crypto? And the truth is this: we believe that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. We've been doing this for 4.5 years. We've been in the trenches, putting in the work. We built global networks. We built a track record. We've invested vast sums of money. And now good deals come to us. But it's not because this was an overnight success. We were here in the good times, and we were here in the very, very bad times. All right. I still remember October 22 when FTX went bankrupt and Three Arrows Capital crashed, and Terra Luna, the algorithmic stablecoin, crashed, and Bitcoin went as low as $15,000. And everyone said it was a CIA scam and it was all going to zero. We were here doing our weekly calls. We were investing in deals, and we were teaching our members how to get ready for the bull market. Okay. And so this is us just reaping the rewards of putting in the hard work. That's all it is. A lot of people quit. A lot of people gave up on this space, but we knew what we were doing, and we don't quit. And so we don't miss days. We don't miss weeks. We just keep going hard. And that's why right now we're reaping the rewards. We're going to take a bunch of profits. We're going to make our members a boatload of money, and we're going to get ready for the next bear market, because it's coming next year, probably. And we're going to be ready. to weather that storm and then make even more money on the next bull market. We're here for the next 10, 20 years. And my plan is to make each one of my members absolutely filthy rich. Folks, a lot of you probably have felt like Drake on the top here. You've tried to invest in crypto on your own and you've lost money. Raise your hand if anybody's lost money in crypto here. Come on, be honest, Anthony, Luca, Adrian, always honest. Thank you, Angela, right? Put your hands down if you're lying to me. All right, everybody's lost money in crypto. The truth is this is a tough space to get into. Newbies come in, they go follow some random influencer on X with a fake name and a fake picture who gives them a fake coin. They buy it, it goes down 50%. And they think, why am I in this industry? I hate this thing. They buy some meme coin, it goes to zero, and they think, to heck with this. And I don't blame them, but that's not what crypto is about. Crypto is not about making money on a meme coin. It's a brand new financial system that gives you freedom, right? These are instruments of freedom. That's why we love them. And so there's another way to do this, folks. You can invest alongside myself and the entire London Real Investment Club community of 150 people for the next 10, 20 years, right? We are well respected in this industry. You go follow us on X, you'll see the biggest names that follow us and invest alongside of us in these deals. And so there's another way, folks. And if you know deep down inside that crypto is the way, and I think everybody on this call does, then you owe it to yourself and your family to get invested now in this bull cycle. Don't wait 3 months. If I can give you any advice, don't even wait 3 weeks. Get involved now. And folks, our solution to this is the investment club. If you've ever struggled with money in your life, if you've ever been stressed out about money, raise your hand if you've ever been stressed out about money. Gosh, Lord knows I spent about 20 years of my life stressed out about money. You know, if you've ever never understood how you can break out of that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, if you ever realize that you're somehow in the matrix and that everything you've been taught about money is wrong, like saving your pennies and putting them in a bank account, that's probably the worst advice I've ever heard. We have the solution to all of those problems with money, and it's called the Investment Club. And it's going to teach you how to invest in digital assets to create generational wealth for the future. Not only it's going to teach you how, it's going to give you the investment deals like Story Protocol, like Skillful AI, like Mochaverse, like all of those examples and more, and literally pave your way to financial freedom. And so I just wanted to mention this. I'll mention this at the end, but I just wanted to let you know we've got you covered. It's the greatest product we've ever created in the history of our 14 years at London Real. If you're interested, book a call with Martini now. She just put some links in the chat. She's the only person to talk to and the best person to talk to. She's booking with literally thousands of people about this. And for some people, it's the wrong fit, just not the right fit. But for some people, it's everything they've been looking for and more. And so book that call with her. But if you do, just please make sure you're serious about joining, because we really respect her time and she's extremely busy fielding calls from people all around the world. Folks, we also have a 4-week crypto and DeFi academy, right? This is a simple 4-week course. And a lot of people here on this call have either graduated from it or are currently on it. We've actually discounted it 60% right now, and you can join our next course right now. It's 4 weeks, 4 modules. It's invitation only. And what you get is 8 hours of live calls with me in a format just like this. You get access to our online e-learning platform. You get my triple tiered accountability system. You have to show up and do the work or I'll hunt you down like the dog that you are. You get dedicated coaches, team leaders, and community managers, and you get a private group for posting assignments as well. It's amazing. Put your hands up if you enjoyed your experience in the Crypto and DeFi Academy. Come on, show me some love, right? Even the people in it, we're driving them crazy right now, are loving it. It's a great course. We've graduated thousands of people over the last 4 years. Module 1 is the history of Bitcoin. You read the Bitcoin white paper, learn about Ethereum, stablecoins, and more. Module 2, you actually buy your Bitcoin, buy your Ethereum, set up hot wallets, cold wallets, and do your first decentralized finance trade. Module 3, we go deeper into DeFi. You lend out your crypto, you buy an option on crypto. And Module 4, we show you how to really take that portfolio and get it to 10x, 20x, 50x over time. It's an amazing course. It's discounted 60% to $9.99, which is a steal. And you're pre-approved to buy right now on this call because you were invited here because you spent time on our website. You've watched London Real for years at londonreal.tv/buy. Don't think, click, go to this URL, pull out the plastic and join us. It'll be the best decision you probably ever make. And by the way, here's our 8-step trading checklist. You can have this as a gift from me. We give this to everybody in the course. This alone will probably save you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on your trading lifetime. These are the rules I picked up after being on Wall Street for a long time. Folks, here's the big news. We are rewriting the rules. That is what the United States is doing right now with this $37 trillion in debt. And we're doing it with crypto and stable coins and gold. All right. Now, Russia recently accused us of completely fixing the system. And Anton Kobayov said, quote, the U.S. is now trying to rewrite the rules of the gold and cryptocurrency markets by making dollars the go-to stable coin. And he thinks that's the way we're going to erase our debt. And they're very worried about it because they know the U.S. debt is the Achilles heel. Now, Martini, I'm going to play for you a video of them actually accusing us of doing this. And again, I've been accused of some things in the past, and it always means that you know you're over the target if people are getting upset at you. And this is the Russian guy accusing the U.S. Listen closely.
Америка прямо сейчас пытается поменять правила на рынке золота и криптовалют. Вспомните, какой у них долг. 35 триллионов долларов. В общем-то, это два альтернативных валютному сегменту мировых рынка. Действия Вашингтона в этом направлении отчетливо демонстрируют одну из главных американских задач. Они очень хотят решить проблему снижения доверия к доллару. США, как это было и в 30-е, и в 70-е годы, будут решать свои финансовые проблемы за счет всего мира, загоняя всех куда? В криптовалютное облако. Со временем, когда часть госдолга США будет размещена в стейблкоинах, США обесценит этот долг. Еще раз простыми словами, у них сейчас валютный 35.
Now I'll read that. He said, put simply, they have a $35 trillion currency debt. They'll move it into the crypto cloud, devalue it, and start from scratch. Man, isn't that crazy, right? So we're clearly making these Russians really nervous. And I think they're jealous because I don't think they have access to those crypto markets. And they can see that the US is doing what it did after 1945 when World War II was over. They put the whole world on what we call the petrodollar. And they made the dollar the world's currency after the Bretton Woods Agreement in 1945. This was a major way of exercising global dominance through something called currency wars, which is the title of a book of my good friend Jim Richards, who's been on the show about 10 times. Now that the dollar is maybe wobbling as a reserve currency and the BRICS nations are talking about their own currency, now, because of crypto markets, the US dollar will be the go-to stable coin. And now that will project dollar dominance probably for the next 50 or 100 years. And this is making Russia and India and China extremely nervous. Matter of fact, there's rumors that the Chinese yuan will now be issued as a stable coin to fight back against this dollar dominance. Folks, we've known for the last 4.5 years that crypto was the future, and it's nice to see the rest of the world coming around to this. And this is something that everybody is talking about. And so it's fascinating to see this coming up. The Russians are clearly nervous about it, and it just shows that all eyes are moving towards crypto. Of course, on top of this, we know that the Trump family recently announced a $1.5 billion digital coin deal where they're doing something called a treasury company. They're creating a New York Stock Exchange listed vehicle. In this case, it's called Alt 5 Sigma. And that vehicle is going to buy $1.5 billion of World Liberty Financial, which is the Trump family's decentralized finance protocol. By the way, our company Story Protocol, which had a massive move today, they've actually just issued their own treasury company that you can buy, I think, on the NASDAQ. And the job of that company is to amass Story Protocol tokens. It means if you're not allowed to own crypto, and let's be honest, most banks and financial institutions cannot, they can buy a New York Stock Exchange traded equity that is really a proxy for those coins. And so, folks, I've never seen such a reversal in crypto from 1 year ago during the Biden administration to now Trump. We are full guns going 150 miles an hour towards crypto. Now people are calling for Bitcoin to hit $150,000 in the next few weeks, which is easily possible. Again, a lot of smart people are saying it's going to hit 180, 200 grand by the end of the year. And of course, people are calling for $10,000 Ethereum. We know it almost hit 5,000 recently, but some people are calling for 50, 60, 70,000 Ethereum. They're calling Ethereum digital oil, and they're calling Bitcoin digital gold. And now Standard Chartered Bank is actually calling for a $500,000 Bitcoin. I was just on a call with Dan Tapiero, and he said, Brian, this is clearly going to $1 million each Bitcoin. It's only a matter of when. And of course, we now know, folks, that there's a new wave or a $15 trillion earthquake that's headed straight for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and more. My question for you is, are you prepared? Are you positioned? And I'm not talking about owning Bitcoin. Owning Bitcoin is the stupidest thing you can do right now. What are you going to make? 10%, 20% on your money? I'm talking about making 10x, 20x on your money. That's why we're here. Okay, we're here to make those big returns. Now, look, a lot of you know I ran for mayor of London recently, and I ran on a pro freedom of speech, pro crypto platform. And my job was to put all the voting on the blockchain. I wanted to put the budget of London on the blockchain. I actually wanted to create the London coin, and I was going to put 100 pounds of crypto into the wallet of every man, woman, and child. Now, they weren't ready for me here in London. That's okay. Their loss is your gain. I'm just going to make all of you filthy rich instead. Does that sound good, Adrian? Mark, you with me? To heck with them, Angela. I'm just going to get you guys paid. All right, let's just do that. And that's what we do here, folks. This is my studio in Dubai where I'm going to spend 5-6 months a year because this is really where all the hot deals are coming from. Here I am with my good friend, Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni, runs the Dubai Blockchain Center, also runs the AI Center. He knows everybody in crypto. This is Uni Wong. She's a massive crypto influencer, huge in the meme coin space and altcoin space. A tweet from her can move markets. This is Carl Moon. Carl was working as a grocery store clerk in Sweden a few years ago, and now he's a crypto billionaire. He just bought 4 new cars. Like, you know, he already had a Bugatti, he bought a Ferrari and a McLaren, crazy stuff, right? Now, the reason I show Carl is that he just turned 31, by the way, I think last week, okay? And a lot of you give me excuses why you can't make money in crypto, but none of you are working as grocery store clerks, all right? And so you're worse off. No, you're better off than this guy is. And so the only thing stopping you from creating this money is you. And the only thing in the way of you and billions in crypto are all your excuses you're telling yourself. I don't have the money, Brian. I don't have the time, blah, 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 blah. While you're making excuses, people like this are pulling the trigger and moving forward. This is Chris Crypto. He was driving a taxi in Germany a few years ago, and now he's a crypto billionaire. Don't tell me it's not possible. These guys are coming from probably worse paying jobs than you have right now, and yet they made it happen. Anybody can do this. Where there's a will, there's a way. It just depends. Are you happy with your current situation? Well, then keep it up. But if you're sick and tired of your results and you realize if you extrapolate your life out 20, 30 years, it's just going to get worse, then it's time for a change. And I'm telling you, digital assets is what you need. Folks, right now, we're currently investing over $5 million into 15 different blockchain and AI deals this quarter. I tell you that because we know everything that's going on in this space. We're on the cutting edge. We know what's hot. We know what's not. And that's one of the reasons we make these incredible deals. And it all comes down to this, London Real Ventures. This is the world's first media-powered investment firm. No one's ever built one of these before, where you've got a media company with 1 billion views, 14 years of history, 5 million followers, and a venture capital company with $25 million in capital. You put those two together, magic happens. And magic looks like this. This is our portfolio of companies. You can probably find Story Protocol somewhere in here, Martini. And each one of these companies has the potential to become the next $5 billion protocol, which is basically what Story is. It's more now. Story is probably a $6-7 billion protocol in total. We bought it when it was worth $200 million, folks. Think about that. All right. Each one of our portfolio companies has that potential. And this is what happens when you have a vehicle like ours and a system like ours to create these opportunities. Folks, we've just passed a milestone. We've invested over $22 million into over 100 different blockchain and AI deals. This is massive. We are bigger than most venture capital funds in this space, and we have a media company on top of it, and we're just getting warmed up. Joining us now is the best time because we've never been as strong as we are right now. One of the reasons we win is because we co-invest along with the biggest companies out there. Names you've heard of like Coinbase Ventures, Galaxy Digital, Andreessen Horowitz, ARK Invest. These are the big players that make the big money, and we go alongside them. And of course, we just got voted the best venture capital KOL of the year. This was a big award to receive. KOL stands for Key Opinion Leader, and we've been recognized in the industry as one of the best of the best. Of course, I also received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Global Family Office Summit for all of our acumen in investing and in media. And it was great to get this in Dubai. And now the entire crypto community knows who we are because we're major players. And so every now and then when we get a phone call and they need us to represent the community, we lace up our gloves and get in there and teach these young crypto punk influencers a few lessons. And this kid was talking a little trash about London Real. So I had to get in there and teach him some manners. And apparently there's a new kid that wants some of this in Singapore who's even younger, Martini. 19 years old, wants a piece of this. And so 3 weeks from tomorrow night, I'll be representing at Crypto Fight Night in Singapore. Get your tickets now. Folks, we think the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. How many people want to live their life this way? Come on, show me some hands here, right? We don't believe in putting our head in the sand. We don't believe in getting all depressed and stressed out about the world. To heck with that. We're going to go make the world that we want it to, the way we want it to be, okay? And that's what we've been doing for our entire 14-year history at London Real. If we don't like something, we go change it. If we don't like the status quo, we fight back, and we always win, and we're going to win here as well. And it all comes down to our mission statement here, which is on the wall at our global headquarters in London. We're here to create a mass-scale transformation of humanity into a fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. And this is what makes us different than anybody else out there. And it's one of the reasons the CEOs all want to partner with us. But of course, folks, you know, for me, it's not just business, it's personal, because I've got some very important people in my life, my two bosses, that are looking to me to provide them with lots of Bitcoin. Apparently, that's what they want. This is Caden and Damon, my two sons. Caden's 9, Damon's 8. And the truth is that I have to look out for these guys' future. We got a lot of uncertainty in this world. We got robots powered by AI. We got our banks that are telling us we can't transact with certain companies. We got our governments printing up so much money, making it worthless. And, you know, I got to look out for the people in my life. How many people here have people that you look out for in your life? Kids, grandkids, maybe parents or relatives. Everybody's got somebody. Well, when they ask you 10 years from now, where's our Bitcoin? When they ask you 10 years from now, where are our financial resources? Are you going to look at them and say, I've got you covered? Or are you going to look at them and say, well, I was hoping the government would take care of us. I was hoping my company would take care of us. Well, guess what, folks? They're not going to. And the only way is if you get out of this financial system and you unplug from the matrix and own digital assets. There's a new rule here in Britain as of September 1st. You can't withdraw more than 3,000 pounds out of your account ever. You can't take out more than 500 pounds at an ATM on any given day. Did anybody hear that rule here in the UK, right? Yeah, isn't that ridiculous, Doreen, Adrian, Anthony? Last time I checked, it was your money. Apparently it's not. But one thing I know is for sure that when I own Bitcoin in a wallet, when I own Story Protocol tokens in a wallet, when I own stable coins in a wallet, guess what? Nobody tells me what to do. And that's the way it should be. And so I'm creating opportunities now so I can take care of my people in 10, 20 years. And I take that very seriously. And I recommend you do that too, because I'm not going to give people excuses. I'm not going to tell them I couldn't afford it. I was too busy. No, but I must take risk today if I want to create value tomorrow. And I'd say to all of you right now, if you're not taking risk in your life, there will be no reward. And now is the time to pull the trigger and go into that, because otherwise you're not going to have anything to show for it. Folks, this is Michael Saylor. He's been a guest on London Real twice. He owns $75 billion of Bitcoin. All right. Michael's an incredible guy, MIT trained, just like me. And he's buying into the $40 billion as we speak. He thinks that each coin is going to $13 million, and he thinks that AI and ETFs are going to power a decade-long gold rush for Bitcoin. Now, a lot of people say, Brian, how do I learn about crypto? What websites do I go for my news? I always say, forget the news. Listen to someone like Michael Saylor for 10, 20, 30 hours. And that's what I like people to do. And so right now, I'm going to give you a little taste of what Michael told me on London Real. Listen carefully.
We went from investing 250 million in Bitcoin to 425 million in Bitcoin to eventually $1 billion in Bitcoin to $2 billion in Bitcoin to just slightly less than $4 billion.
You said there are decades when nothing happens and there are weeks when Bitcoin happens.
So every decade there's some profound paradigm shift. It's such an out of the blue idea that no one can conceive of why you would even want it. What you've got is a lot of people questioning all their premises, and rising through that chaos is a new idea. What if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it? I don't trust anybody. I'm going to create a shared immutable ledger, incorruptible, immortal, transcendental ledger. If I can transfer $1 million of value from me to you without an intermediary, that means I have transcended the political realm.
You said, Brian, I like Bitcoin because it has low aspirations.
The idea of Bitcoin was, how do I create a protocol that's fair and equitable that I give as a gift to the world that no one can control? If you're going to do it and you understand thermodynamics, and if you have any sense of genetics or biology or physics, you realize you need to be very humble in your aspirations. How do we give the gift of property rights, freedom, and sovereignty and empowerment to everybody on the planet? The best idea 30 years ago was YouTube or Google Maps, Twitter or Facebook or email. I think the best idea for the next 30 years is digital energy. Everybody can own their stuff and nobody can take it away from them.
All right, do we like Michael? Pretty powerful, right? Yeah, Michael's incredible. He's the original treasury company, right? He started buying Bitcoin and putting it on his publicly traded company, and he set the standard for so many of the companies out there. So we appreciate him. And again, really inspirational to know why you just got to have digital assets, because they literally are the future. Takeaways from Michael. Number one, crypto is encrypted energy. It's like walking around with a pocket full of energy in your wallet. No government can debase it. No corporation can steal it, because crypto transcends money. It's the strongest, soundest money you've ever felt, and it makes life feel different when you have something that is ultimately going to hold its value forever. Folks, 2025 is the year of crypto. You've missed most of it, and if you don't take massive action now, you're going to miss the whole damn thing. Now, look, for the average person on the street, I don't feel bad about it, but you guys are here on this masterclass right now, and you're still not taking the action you need to make the story protocols 30, 40, 50 X's right in front of you. And I feel worse for you, because in January, when this is over, you're going to look back saying, I knew this was happening. I was on the call and I let it slip by, right? At least the people out there on the streets are oblivious of this, but you're not. Or you can take some action and capitalize on this. It's not hard. It's actually not complicated. I got 150 people in my investment club that have all made investments. Some made 5, some have made 75 investments, individual investments, all right? And once you do one, you realize, like anything else, it's actually not that complicated, right? It's like you sign, someone said it the other day, it was like, Brian, it's like buying a house. You sign the paperwork, you get the asset, the keys, and then you wait. That's the same as anything else I've ever invested in. I was like, yeah, it's a really good description, right? It's simple, but it's keeping most of you from doing it because it's a foreign thing. And it's the one step that might make you lose. So where and how do we invest? Well, first you have to find the hottest trend, and I'll share with you our investment thesis in the next few slides. But there's one thing you need, you will never find on your own, not in 1,000 years, and that is deal flow. I'm talking about the right deals, the story protocols that make you 30, 40, 50X. You're not going to find this deal on your own. I know you're not. Now, Anthony, you can go to your local crypto conference and walk around there. Doreen, you can go on LinkedIn and ask people for crypto deals. Frank, you can go on to some WhatsApp group that you heard about, in some forum and listen what they're pitching. I'm telling you, that's a great way to lose all your money. Okay. Now, I'm not saying they're all bad actors out there, but there's a lot of them, but a lot of them are just incompetent and they can never get you to the next level. You've got to get the top 0.1% of deals if you want the returns we're going to get. And there's only one way to get those deals, and that's putting in the work. Now, this is what I've been doing the last 5 years, traveling the world, building the relationships that are going to bring you the next $1 million deal. And it's done by just going places, right? This is me on my first trip to Dubai, hanging out with the big influencers, Chris and Carl on the left, members of government, venture capitalists, and of course, key influencers. From here, I was off to Paris, sat down to a really exclusive dinner with some of the biggest VCs and hottest crypto projects. I'm doing media, shooting documentary films, more influencers, more media. Then I'm back to London. I sat down with Yatsu of Animoca Brands, went to the Token 2049 conference, more VCs, more influencers. Then it's off to Austin, Texas. Here I got to hang out with some stars like William Shatner of Star Trek and Alex Jones, more influencers, more VCs. On the bottom right-hand corner, you can see our first gathering of the investment club. Can everyone see those 14 members down there hooting and hollering, having a good time? Adrian, you see those? Mark, you see those people? Frank, right? Why are they having so much fun, Adrian? Yeah, because they just made 32X on Story Protocol. That's why, right? Look, it's fun when you're making money. It's fun when you're changing the world. It's fun when you're hanging out, making lifelong friends. And you know you're going to be doing this not just for a year or 2 years, but for 10 or 20 years. You know, it just redefines your life, and it's a lot of fun. From there, I was off to Singapore, where I'll be in 3 weeks. Here, I'm hanging out, doing media, more influencers, more VCs, and I'm changing the color on my suit like nobody's business. You got the white suit, Anthony. You got the orange suit, Christopher. You got the pinstripe suit, Mark, and Nils. You even got the red suits. All right. I'm even bringing a new one to Singapore next month. Now, some people say I have an attention problem. My mommy didn't give me enough attention. And, you know, I should probably call her up and thank her for that, because these suits bring some deals as well. I think my orange suit alone has made us over $4 million. Just don't tell my tailor, Martini. He'll want to cut. And knowing that guy, he really will want to cut. From here, I was off to Toronto. And again, hanging out with more influencers, more VCs. In the bottom right-hand corner, you can see our second annual gathering. You got about 35 investment club members, all getting a little crazy. And of course, we're meeting up again in Miami next year. Hopefully you can join us if you're a member of the club. Of course, I always make it back to Dubai, which is my home away from home. And here is where I premiere films, interview people on stage, and just get you the deals that are going to make you millions of dollars. I'm on a mission to do that. Folks, if you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best. What do I mean? Well, this is the number of deals we're going to look at every single week. We're going to boil this down to the top 2 or 3 deals to come on our video calls. And those CEOs are going to pitch to you on a Monday or a Thursday night. By the way, if you want to see these, to reach out to Martini and come visit us for one of these calls. They're a lot of fun. You're going to learn a lot. But this is one of the ways we win. But there's more. You've got to understand the financial tools, and none of you understand them here. What am I talking about? Well, first, you've got to have the right thesis. And that is that we believe early stage Web3, metaverse, and artificial intelligence investments represents the hottest opportunity out there. This is how you get those 32Xs on Story Protocols. Why? Well, number one, you buy at super low valuations. We got in at Story Protocol at $200 million. Number two, you see the biggest gains. You could argue that entire franchise is worth over $7 billion right now. Number three, you invest in what I'm calling the biggest dislocation of wealth in human history. This is crypto and Web3. Yes, it's high risk, but the reward is extremely high, and you see that in our returns. And it's all done with pre-sale tokens, folks. This is really our way that we've figured out to consistently make money, all right? And this is our unfair advantage, if you will. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And we're going to stick doing this probably for the next 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 10 years, because it's making us a lot of money. And it's the practice of secretly buying tokens before they're ever offered to the public, knowing that when they do go public, they can make massive gains. How many people here have heard of Solana again? Raise your hand. Looks like some smart people here. Good. Well, this was that pre-sale token I was talking to you about. Can everybody see that red circle here? April 5th, 2018. Can everyone see the blue circle? 4 pennies each. This is literally information on the blockchain. It's publicly information. You can go look it up yourself if you want. It's hard to find because the exchanges would rather you not know that you could have bought these for 4 pennies each, but this is true. What happened? Well, Solana now trades at about 210 bucks. So what does that mean? If you had put $1,000 into this deal, Doreen, if you had put $1,000 into this deal, Frank, that one investment would be worth $5 million today. One deal, right? A lot of our members in the club have 20, 30, 40 deals. Petya has about 75 deals. Each one made her $5 million bucks. She's looking at $250 million, right, of profit. Maybe even more than that. No, more than that, I think, actually. 350, 40, $400 million. Stranger things have happened. Why does it happen to her and not to you? Well, because she pulled the trigger. But this could happen to anybody. And this only happens in crypto, folks. I worked in Wall Street, started in 1993. I worked all in finance up until 2010 here in the city of London. People like you and me couldn't get access to these deals. The big money is reserved for accredited investors, right? Your wealth manager. But the beauty of crypto is that anybody could have bought these tokens on this day. Now, did anybody here buy these for 4 pennies each? Raise your hand. Anybody? Not a single member. Why? Why, Adrian? Why didn't you buy them? Why, Alana? Why, Elizabeth? Because you didn't know someone like me. You didn't have a Brian Rose in your life that could have texted you on the morning of April 5th saying, hey, Frank, I got this deal called Solana. Do you want to put in $1,000 I can get these tokens for 4 pennies each. What do you think? Right? Now, how many people would have loved to get a text from me that day with that Solana offer? Anybody, right? Might as well get the text. You can block me if you want, Anthony. You'd be like, that damn Brian, he's making me too much money. Block him, right? And so but you might as well get the text, right? And that's what I do, folks. And that's not some hypothetical situation, because this is my Telegram group for the investment club. And every day I send them a text message with the latest deal. It's got the link. You click the link, 30 seconds later, you can invest in the deal. I send these messages out every day. My job is to get you the hottest deals on the planet. Now, let me make this clear to everybody here, Angela, you as well. I don't invest your money for you. That's an insult. I give you the opportunities and the education, and you make the decisions. All right. We're a big fan of education here, right? I want to get you so good at this, you don't need me anymore. That's what I want, right? And we're going to just give you these opportunities every single day, and you're going to make those decisions. And it always reminds me of one of my favorite movies called Wall Street, where Gordon Gekko says the most valuable commodity I know of is information. I always love that line, because he doesn't say it's a stock or a bond or a bar of gold. He knew the right information at the right moment is how you make $1 billion. How many people agree? The most valuable commodity is information, right? And that's what I deal in. The best, most up-to-date information that can create millions and tens of millions of dollars for you in an instant. Folks, how do you create that generational wealth? You got to pull the trigger, right? And most of you just are too scared to pull this trigger. You've got to get one of these pre-sale deals on your books. When you do, the whole world's going to open up to you. But all of you right now are still too hesitant, and it just feels too scary. So you're just going to wait. And I'm telling you, you're going to snap your fingers. It's going to be New Year's Eve. You're going to be pouring the bubbly. You'll be writing out your New Year's resolutions for 26, and you'll think, oh my God, I just missed the bull market in crypto Brian was talking about. You've got to pull the trigger if you want to get involved here, right? And it reminds me of a video one of my mentors used to play for me, because he said, none of you are taking enough risk. And it was a group of myself and a bunch of people in a room. And he used to get on my case all the time. He's like, Brian, you're too risk averse. You're one of those damn engineers from MIT, and you try to overthink everything. You want to research everything to death. And I thought, wow, this guy really is a jerk, is what he is. But you know what? He was right. I was trying to research everything to death. And what I was doing was I was watching all of these opportunities go by. And here I was. Oh, look at that juicy deal. No, man, I'm really hungry. I could use a bite. No, maybe I'll wait. Oh, I'm a little tired. No, that's not the perfect deal, so I'm going to wait, right? Maybe the next one. Meanwhile, my whole family's hungry. And now somebody stupider than me, poorer than me, comes up and says, you know what? I'll take one of those. Bam. And here I am, Mr. MIT engineer, and I run away. And I'm still wondering, how the heck did that happen, right? And one of my mentors used to say that the smart people in his group never made as much money as the dumb people, because they used to overthink things. And I must say, he might have a point there. A lot of us get caught up in our own heads, and we never make a decision. Does anybody do that here? Anybody? I fight against this every day, right? And that's why I do these crazy things like my boxing matches, because I know I'm risk averse, but I know there's no improvement in my life unless I take these crazy risks. So now what I do is I engineer risk into my life. And I look in the next 6 months and I'm like, if I'm not doing something crazy, something that makes me think, Brian, are you sure you're feeling okay to do that? Then I know if I'm not doing that, then I'm not going to get as much reward. And so I try to set myself up for these risks, because the downside is always much less than I think it is, right? I think, oh no, it's going to be the end of the world if one of these deals doesn't work it out. No, it isn't. You move to the next deal, right? And so we always overestimate the downside of our risks, and we underestimate the upside of our risks. Does that make sense to everybody here, right? Now, if you did one of these pre-sale token deals and say the token did okay, say it 3x'd, would that be a failure? No, because doing the deal is the learning experience. And you would be like, oh, wow, this is easy. I get it. And doing one deal would open you up to doing 20 deals. And that's how you make the money. But if you never do a deal, you never open yourself up to this possibility. And so I would encourage all of you to try to engineer more risk in your life. That's what this is all about. And the way to do it here is to try to get that first pre-sale deal done. And when you do, the world opens up to you, folks. And this is our portfolio. Each one of these companies with the potential to become the next Story Protocol, $7-10 billion company. And again, in the process, my job is to make every one of members of my investment club just absolutely filthy rich. That's the plan. And it's all because of London Real Ventures. Let's be clear, folks. Without this vehicle, I couldn't do any of this. I couldn't make you money. I couldn't change your life. No way. But with London Real Ventures, I can attract two things. First, I get the CEOs with the hottest deals on the planet. Second of all, I can get you access to those deals for as little as $5,000. It's never happened in history. And it all comes down to my quadruple threat. Number one is production. The CEO wants to fly to London, sit down in my studio for a 2-hour, 6-camera, high-definition conversation. We create the most beautiful piece of media they've ever seen. Number two, distribution. I get it out in front of 5 million people. Number three is connection. I introduce them to the Yatsos and the Dan Tapieros of the world. Number four, I write them a big fat $200,000 check. I'm telling you, Frank, I'm telling you, Adrian, there's not a single CEO on the planet that can say no to this, which is how we have access to the best deals out there, and I can give them to you. Folks, there's one last piece, and I'm going to be honest about this, but it might be hard to swallow. You've got to surround yourself with the best, and most of you are not doing this in your life. You're hanging out with toxic family members and old friends that do not share your ambitions. And this is one of the reasons you're not getting to where you want to be. How many people agree with the statement, you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with? Raise your hand. Doreen knows what's up. Anthony, you know this is true. Mark knows. Elizabeth knows. Nils, you must know this is true. And as one of my mentors used to say, who are you hanging out with, Brian? Losers. That's why you're getting loser results. And he might have been right. And a lot of you, like I said, have that toxic family member, have that friend from high school who still acts like they're in high school. And yet you expect to become a crypto billionaire? You need to change your peer group. And I realized that was the story of my life. Brian went through an early stage in his life where I was constantly changing my peer group and getting uncomfortable and getting around successful people that led me to the next stage of my life. Now, Brian on the left is 16 years old, making $6 an hour in San Diego, and I would have stayed there and probably still been making $6 an hour today if I hadn't have got out. All right. Now I got into MIT, went out to Boston, surrounded myself with the smartest people in the world. And now my peer group has really dramatically changed, which took me to another level. Unfortunately, I'm still broke as a joke. So I took those grades and got a job on Wall Street. Now here I am, 1993, and I'm with a bunch of savages. I won't lie. These people were nasty on that trading floor. 300 alpha males and females, each making between 9 and 12 million bucks a year. I couldn't even believe that money existed when I got there. And if you get in the way of their money, they will knock you over. They will break limbs. They will bloody you up. All right. It was a nasty place to be, but they taught me how to make a lot of money. And a few years later, I became one of them. My point is, folks, is that you need to get around the right people. And I would argue your current group is not enough. It's just not. Now, Anthony or Angela or Mark or Adrian, what if after this call you went and told your friends, guess what, guys? I'm going to make 10 million bucks in crypto. Angela, what if you said that to your friends? Would they laugh a little bit? They'd be like, oh no, here comes Angela talking about her crypto. She's probably been drinking again. Here we go. Here we go. Right. And they would not believe you because for them, that's inconceivable. Right. And that's the problem. I think when you hang around with the same people, you get the same results. If you start hanging around with a new group, you get new results. The single most determining factor of your future income is the people you hang out with. It's not the things you invest in. It's not the programs you watch. It's the people you hang out with. How many people know that's probably true? Raise your hand. Maybe that's why you're hanging out with me tonight. It's true, right? And yet none of you will probably pay a single dollar to get around a high performance peer group. Isn't that crazy? And so you're going to have the same results 10, 20, 30 years, and then it's too late and then your life is over. I'm telling you, folks, we don't have that much time here, right? So that's why I created my investment club, because I want to give you the access like people like Marianne Bartels. Now, Marianne's one of our founding members. She's a 35-year Wall Street veteran. She's a chief investment officer for Merrill Lynch, Bank of America. She's made her clients tens of billions of dollars. Now, Angela, I would love it if one day you can say to Marianne, I'm going to make 10 million bucks in crypto, because Marianne's going to give you a different answer than your current peer group. Marianne's not going to look at you in the same way, but she is going to look at you confused. She's going to say, Angela, 10 million bucks. Baby, why are you playing so small? That's what she's going to say. She's going to say, let's make 100 million bucks, Angela. Let's make $1 billion over 10 years. That's Marianne Bartels. Now, who wants to hang out with someone like that in their life, right? That pushes you to be even a bigger person than you ever conceived of, right? That's what mentorship will do for you. And yet it's very, very hard to find. I remember Dan Pena in my studio vividly about 8 years ago, screaming at the top of his lungs. He was looking at me and Brian. He's like, Brian, He said, these people think you're a big deal. He was pointing at the cameras. He was talking about the London Reelers around the world. He said, I know you're not. He said, I see you 1,000 times more, 1,000 times more. And he was angry because I couldn't see it. Isn't that crazy? How many people would like someone like that in their life, right? That sees you 1,000 times more, as opposed to everybody in your life right now who would just prefer it if you just kind of were about the same. If you became 5 times more, you would make everyone in your life uncomfortable. Imagine, Angela, if you announced to all your friends, you just got a raise 5x of what you're making. What if you literally told your friends, I just got paid 5 times more than I made last year? What would they say? They'd be like, what? Really? Would they be jealous? Would they be like, what? It would be a weird reaction, wouldn't it? Right? Imagine that. And that's what we're talking about, but to a much higher factor. And that's what we want to bring you. And that's why the investment club is important, because we need to get you around a group of people that's making a boatload of money, right? I got one person who put 50 grand. I think 2 people or 3 people, Martini, who put 50 grand in on Story Protocol. Okay. That's a lot of money they're going to make, right? They're looking at 32x times 50 grand. Okay. That's a lot of money. Okay. So, you know, those people are looking at you saying, yeah, you can make millions and millions of dollars. I just made millions of dollars in one deal. That's what I'm talking about. This is Tigran. He's one of America's top 100 criminal defense attorneys. And this is your new peer group. He's one of our founding members. This guy's different. He's involved in, I think, every single one of our deals. He's on almost every single one of our calls. He was out in Beverly Hills recently, took Martini out to dinner with a bunch of our members, bought them all flowers. This guy's not talking about the ball game when you go out with him. He's not gossiping about his neighbors. He's talking about the next billion-dollar idea. This is Andrew Haynes, one of our technical experts. Here he is, graduating from one of the top executive training schools in Switzerland. If you want to know something about Web3, blockchain, gaming, he'll get on a call with you and sort you out. This is our community. This is Dr. Encore. I was chatting with him on Telegram yesterday. He might have some deals for us, Martini. 4 years ago, he was in medicine, took our Crypto DeFi Academy, graduated, took our Kings of DeFi, graduated, was the founding member of the investment club. All right. About a year ago, we hired him full-time to get deals for us. Now he's one of the best in the business. This is your new peer group, folks. And I got 146 more of these people that'll change your life if you allow them to. All right. But are you going to? And this is our family, folks. Here's some pictures I took behind the scenes, and it just shows you the kind of people we are. There's so much love there. We all care about each other. We all love each other, and we want each other to do the best. Folks, I believe your net worth is your network. How many people agree with me? Then why aren't you changing your network? Why aren't you investing in a new group? It's so hard to get billionaires in your life. When you join our group, you're going to have a lot of them in your life. All right. These are the people that can change your life forever. We believe you give a man a fish and feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. We teach people how to fish. Every Monday and Thursday, you're going to get smarter and smarter and smarter. And the more you learn, the more you earn. And that's why we created the investment club. Because back in 21, we did our first pre-sale token deal. It was a company called Cross the Ages, one of the hottest gaming companies in blockchain. And it freaked me out. It scared me down to my bones, because here I was, Mr. Hotshot, MIT graduate, Mr. Banker for 15 years. And I was a little bit scared of this deal. I had a random dude on a Zoom call, a stranger I never met. Afterwards, he wanted me to send $100,000 in coins to a wallet I had never seen. And I said, what are you, crazy? I need 2 weeks to do my due diligence with my lawyer. He said, you got 20 minutes to send the money or you're going to miss it, Brian. And he was right. And I thought to myself, man, there's a bunch of cowboys out here. It's crazy. It's like the Wild West. And it really was. But it was also an amazing opportunity to create an incredible amount of money. And we were at a real crossroads. I thought to myself, man, if we find a way to show our London Real community, people like you, right? Our family of the London Real Army, people around the world, if we could show them how to do this right, we could create more money than they ever dreamed of. And we could change more lives, more communities, more families than any video could. But if they get it wrong, they're going to lose all of their money and they're going to be in the worst position ever. So what do? And we decided we'd go all in. And it's been the greatest thing we've ever done, the best product, the most money, the most everything. And we're so glad that we did. And here are the details, folks. That's an application-only program. We open up 10 spaces a quarter. They're always gone. We're fully oversubscribed at this point and busier than ever, quite frankly. We have 6 modules, 3 months of coursework. It's a 12-month program, but guess what? It's turned into a lifetime program because no one's ever left. We do weekly live Zoom calls with top CEOs. We're now doing 2, 3, and 4 a week. We have a private Telegram group. You get access to all the deal flow. And if you don't know crypto, no problem. If you've never bought a Bitcoin, easy. We'll give you a full year of our Kings of DeFi program for free. We've had people with no crypto experience do their first deal in 2 weeks because we're really good at this. Next live call, Thursday, 7 p.m. We teach this remote into countries, I think 30 or 40 countries at this point. And here's the syllabus. Module 1, I sent you earlier. What is a crypto presale token? Module 2, what is a SAFT? Who knows what a SAFT agreement is? Not a single hand is up, okay? The fact you don't know what a SAFT is means you're probably going to stay poor the rest of your life. And the truth is that, you know what? That's your fault. Because this education, it's out there. You can learn this stuff, but you have to go out of your way to find people like me to teach you. A SAFT is the difference between you being worth 10, 20, $30 million and being worth nothing, okay? A SAFT is a simple agreement for future tokens. It's the financial tools the rich use to get richer, and the lack of knowledge keeps the poor poor, all right? It's your choice. What do you want to do? Module 3, how to identify early winners. We're going to show you how to conduct due diligence on any company that pitches us. Module 4, how to generate new deal flow. I'll show you what conference to go to, what ticket to buy, what to wear, and how you can use your mobile phone to scan QR codes on deals to get them over to the club as soon as possible. Module 5, how do you nurture these deals into multi-billion-dollar protocols like Story, $7 billion now. And module 6, what do you do with all the cash? You're going to have so much money. You know, I got people in Story, we're going to write them a, $2 million check. What are you going to do with that? I recommend you spend some, go crazy, fine. Save some, great, and put the rest back into these deals. Create generational wealth for your grandkids. That's what you should do, all right? And that's what we plan on doing. There's our Telegram group, there's our Discord group, and here are the details, folks. As I mentioned, we're oversubscribed. Martini's extremely busy fielding calls from people all around the world. Ton of interest from the Middle East, a ton of interest from North America, especially the US now that pretty much every week there's a new crypto regulation making this super clear that it's all going to be legal and it's all going to make money. The investment in the mentorship and the education and the deal flow and the community for the next 10, 20 years of your life is a one-time payment of $50,000. And that gets you the hottest deals in the world. Now, look, I understand it's a significant amount of money. I used to make $6 an hour. I get it. But what if that made you unlimited financial returns? What if that made you $50 million? Probably the best investment you've ever made. That would give you 1,000 to 1 return. And of course, your chance to take part in the greatest wealth creation event in human history that you're about to miss in the next probably month or two. And of course, our special investments, I showed you those 2 deals, Crypto Nights and Synergetics, they're ending right now. So you have to move fast. This is one of our deals from last quarter that you missed. And this is a SAFT agreement, by the way. Don't let it intimidate you. That deal was up 466% in 1 day. So if you had put $10,000 in this deal and stopped with all the procrastination and excuses and the but, you would have paid for the entire course for the rest of your life. Imagine hanging out with, Marianne and Tigran and me and Martini for every single week for the rest of your life. You would definitely get a lot richer. Now, why do I show you this example? Because most of you will overthink this. You'll procrastinate it. You'll research it to death and you'll wake up and it'll be 2026 and it'll be over. Don't let your brain get in the way of your success. Don't be the lion and watch another one of these go by. You've been doing it for a long time. I used to do it too. Until one day I said, to heck with it. I took a big bite and I never looked back. And you've seen our track record, folks. Shrapnel, 20x in 20 days, a $5 million profit. Mochaverse up 20x. Skillful AI, $4 million profit. Our $1 billion fund up 4x. Cats up 14x. And of course, Story Protocol up a 32x. It's actually up even more now, Martini. I was looking at the price. So it's even higher. I don't even know what to say about that. We're making a lot of money right now behind the scenes, and we can show you how to do the same thing. Here's my pledge to my club. I'm going to create $10 billion for my club in the next 10 years. And the truth is it's going to happen probably in about 5 years, much, much sooner. Folks, this is members of our club. This is Carol. And each one of these members has a story. They've actually, each one has made an individual video talking about how this is one of the best decisions they've ever made. If you want to watch those videos, you can go to londonreal.tv/club and watch it. This is Carol. She says, every member is both a learner and an investor. This is Joe. He says, the window of opportunity is closing quite quickly, and you know he's right. You're about to miss it. This is Jerry. Just honored to be part of the club. He sent me a message on Story Protocol, Martini. It was like perfect Jerry, you know. I was just like, here's what he wrote me, Martini. I was reading this and I was just like, he said, it's crazy. Like, he just like, here we go. He goes, good morning, Brian. Thank you for the detailed update on Story Protocol. I'm so honored and very fortunate to be part of this investment. I'm gonna start getting emotional here. I joined the investment club several years ago and I was super excited. And I remember the first day we saw Story Protocol and the excitement I felt. I'm so grateful to be part of this community. Many thanks to you both. Jerry Porter, there he is. Crazy, right? Crazy. This is Dr. Yvette. She's a single mom with 4-year-old twins, right? Now, all the excuses that you have, you can't be busier than this woman. All right. She's got little rats running around the house. She's busy being a doctor, and yet she's pulled the trigger and made 16 investments. So a couple years from now, she'll be there and you'll be wondering why you couldn't do it because you were too busy. It's just an excuse, folks. This is Jens, who says, how can you afford not to join us? It's a great point. 6 months from now, you'll look back and you'll think, man, it's such an obvious decision. This is Petya. She actually couldn't afford the club and she joined anyways. I love this story because she joined and forced herself to go find the money to pay for it. Not only did she manifest that money, but she's invested in more deals than any member of our community. I think it's 75 deals. At a $5,000 minimum, you can do the math. So she basically put herself in a situation where she had to go find the funds, and now she found them. How many of you are betting on yourself in that way? And if you did, how successful could you be? That's a good question. This is Chris. He said, the deal flow is beyond what I expected. Joining was the best decision I ever made. We love Chris because he invests alongside of his 14-year-old son, who puts in $1,000. His dad puts in the other $4,000, and they come in on deals, right? We've got mothers and daughters, husbands and wives, boyfriends and girlfriends, and fathers and sons. We think that this should be a family affair. We think financial education is for everybody. And this is what Chris said about the club.
What the London Real Investment Club actually does for you, it gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals. And that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week. And for me, that was huge because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best and hope you come join us.
All right, we liking Chris. Chris is full of good vibes. The whole group is like that. They all want you to win. They're there for you. But if you join, they're going to want you to show up, and they're going to want you to make a chunk of money for yourself, because that's what we do. And we think that's the best way to empower your future, your family's future, is to just get that part of your life sorted, the finances. Folks, it only takes one. Look at Story Protocol. One deal. One deal will change people's lives forever. Do you have one of these? If you don't, what are you doing? Right? Make sure you get one of these. And from there, you're going to start your whole journey. Final thoughts. Don't let this year pass you by. You've missed most of it. You're going to miss this whole thing. It's going to go by so fast, so fast. You can learn early stage investing now. What I teach you, you can use the rest of your life. Remember what I said, liquid tokens or equity have limited gains. If you can go buy it right now on an exchange, somebody like me has already made a 20, 30, 40x. It's too late. You've got to start early stage if you want to make those massive gains. Again, this is your chance to learn from active elite investors for only $50,000. I know people like Tapiero. I talked to him earlier. If you asked him to teach you how to invest, to access to all of his deals for the next 10, 20 years for a lousy $50K, he would laugh. He wouldn't do it for $500,000. He's too busy. And so this is actually an incredible deal. And yes, it's a significant investment, but it's also got unlimited financial returns. And now, thanks to Martini, we have a payment plan. So for $10,000 a month for 6 months, you're in. What does that mean? If you have limited capital, that first payment of $10K gets you in the club. You can then take $5K and put it in one of the deals, take another $5K and put it in the other one of the deals. You can get tokens next month and you're in the game. This only happens at the end of the bull market, folks. Let me just make this clear. You could not have done this a year ago, could not have done this 6 months ago. It only happens now, but you're at this beautiful place right now. Take advantage of it. You're going to kick yourself next year when you missed it. So take advantage of it. And of course, it gets you the best deal flow in the world. Remember what Warren Buffett said, the best investment you can make is in yourself. He's talking about getting around the winners, getting around the billionaires, getting around the Marianne Bartels, getting around the Tigrans, getting around us, getting around the CEOs. But most of you won't even spend $5 to get in the right room. But if you did, you would get crazy results. Warren knew it, and you probably know it too. And of course, if this is resonating with you folks, and I don't know how it wouldn't, quite frankly, the best thing to do is right now, don't overthink it. Click one of these links in the chat and book a call with Martini. She's spoken with thousands of people. She can tell you very quickly if this is going to be a fit for you or not, right? Bring your questions, but only do this if you're serious about joining, but have that conversation. She really is the one to talk to, and she's the one that approves anybody coming in. Folks, you can also join the 4-week Crypto and DeFi Academy. You have access right now to join. Again, it's a discounted price. It's 4 weeks, 4 modules, invitation only. 8 hours of live calls with me, triple tiered accountability system. You got dedicated coaches, team leaders, the whole nine, and you're pre-approved. Go to LondonReal.tv/Bly, pull out the plastic, click the link. Don't overthink it. Trust me, it's the best $9.99 you ever spent. And you'll get a really good feel for what it's like. And you'll get right into this ecosystem. It's just a no-brainer. Folks, what is your why? These crazy kids, man. They get crazier every day, Martini. Why are you doing this? Why are we all here? I think we're ultimately here for the people around us, right? Those people are counting on you to make the right decisions to provide for their future. You're not going to do it by playing it safe. Playing it safe is the riskiest thing you've been doing. You've probably been doing it for 10, 20 years. What has it got you? Probably not enough. You got to take risk every day if you want to get the reward that these people need. And so that's what Papa does every day. He comes in every day and looks around for risk. And I try to go towards the risk, even though everything makes me want to run away from the risk, right? And that's what I do, because that's going to mean that I can provide for these boys and protect them in the future. And trust me, you're going to need some wealth if you want to protect people for what's coming. All right. AI, the government, they got all sorts of things cooked up for you, right, Doreen? And we're going to need a bit of wealth and a bit of independence and digital assets if we want to remain unperturbed by these people. Or you can get in the back of the universal basic income line. Anybody want to jump in that line? Anthony, Adrian, you want to go get that check from the government? Yeah, they'll keep giving you that check, except, oh, I didn't like that social media post you made the other day. You might want to take that down. Here's a check. We didn't like that thing you said the other day. We'll give you that check. Oh, can you stick this thing in your body? Yeah, it's going to be okay. Don't worry. Then we'll give you the check, right? Does anybody want that check? No, I don't think so. You can keep the check, right? Anybody thinking your government or your corporation is going to save you, you're living a lie. You have to go get it yourself. And I'll say one last thing. No one's going to give it to you. You're going to have to go out there and take it. And that's what we're doing here. Folks, here's that video I promised, LondonReal.tv/bonus. Going to show you how to find the hottest crypto presale tokens in 3 easy steps. And of course, if you want to join us on our next pitch call, Monday, Thursday, reach out to Martini is the best way. You can go to LondonReal.tv/club call to get a little bit of a schedule there. Folks, I'd love to answer some questions. Was that helpful for everybody here? Anthony, I appreciate you. Doreen, I appreciate you. Adrian, Christopher, Carla, Mark, Nils, Elizabeth. I appreciate all these camera people. I love having you on. Please DM me with any questions here. I can see we got Martini on the call. Martini, always want to get your thoughts here.
Yes, absolutely. Well, great call today, Brian. It was definitely good to see everybody here, and I am definitely feeling the excitement in the air for sure. So this morning when I woke up for myself, I had a moment when I looked at Story Protocol, an investment that we actually made a couple of years ago. And I remember this morning just having this breath of just like, oh, the twins are good. And the twins, for those of you who are fairly new to me, are my brother and sister. They are 14 years old, twins here living here in Vegas with me and my dad and all that good stuff. And, you know, Brian always talks about what is your why? You know, why are you doing what you're doing? Who are you providing for? Who are you protecting? Who are you planting seeds for? Who are you meant to take care of for years to come? Right. And so for me, my intention, a lot of it, of course, everybody knows about my villa in Italy that I want to get. But the next thing for sure is to making sure that my brother and sister have a secure future. And so in taking a look at all the sacrifices that each and all of our investment club members are making, the one that Brian, you know, the ones that Brian's making, the ones that we're making every single day are planting seeds for a greater future for not only ourselves, but also for our loved ones. So the question that I want to ask everybody today is really, what seeds are you planting? And who do you have looking out that you're looking out for? Who's looking up to you? Who's looking up to you to make decisions, to make the tough decisions, to make the sacrifices, and to make the investments necessary so that they can have a greater future? You know, a lot of parents and a lot of the elders, as I like to call them, always want to make sure that their children, their grandchildren, or the people that they love have a better life than what they had. And so for me, what keeps me going every single day is making sure that my sister and my brother are good. You know, they can work at jobs that they want. They can live in whatever cities that they want. They can go and start their careers. They can go to college. They can do whatever their heart desires because their big sister was here planting seeds for them. So the question is, what is your why? Who are you looking out for? And who are you investing for? And so if you are wanting to do it different and you are wanting to have some options available to you and you're wanting to, I would say, even fast track, even though sometimes early stage investments may take a little while, but the way that we're doing it is really just fast tracking your way over to wealth so that you can live the life that you deserve and so that your loved ones also can live the lives that they deserve and that you owe to them at the end of the day. So for those of you who are looking into joining us on this amazing adventure that we have been planting seeds in the last 4 years, and it's beautiful to see how these things are starting to come into fruition, we definitely want to support you in that. So I put some links inside of the chat below. The very first link is for you to go ahead and check out the Investment Club page, and that's going to give you rundown detail of what the Investment Club is all about, what we stand for, and where we see ourselves going together as a community for the next 10 years. So what I recommend doing is jotting down a few notes, a few questions, and also asking yourself, what is your why? And asking yourself, who are you looking out for? And asking yourself, what it is that you really want to do and what you're called to do on this planet. And understand this, it takes money to do that. All right, so be very clear on that. And once you're clear and you know that you want to go ahead and join us, but you got to get a few questions answered, the next step is to go ahead and schedule a call with me. But as Brian says, I only want to talk to people who are serious. And serious means you're ready to join now, you're ready to start investing now, and you are ready to start planting those seeds for your loved ones now. So once again, I only want to talk to people who are serious. If you don't see a time that's available on my calendar, please be sure to go ahead and send me a private message on Facebook Messenger. That's always the fastest way to get me. Or you can send me an email at martini@londonreal.tv and let me know who you are, where you're from, and the best time to get a hold of you within your time zone, and we'll definitely make it work. So, and then the last thing there is I know that Brian does an amazing job of explaining what the Investment Club is. You can definitely sense his passion and his love for our community. And it was pretty cool. I talked to Jerry actually 2 weeks ago, you know, and so it's really cool just to see everybody's intention and really get to connect with everybody here and really get the sense of the community that we have as we're in this together and investing together, right? And so we want you guys to experience us in real time. So the very last link is for you to go ahead and check out the one of our Investment Club calls where we have live CEOs pitching their companies over to us. You'll see Brian doing the Shark Tank style questions that he does so well. And you'll get to see our family, really, our Investment Club coming together. We've got well over 150 people from different parts of the world, different walks of life, definitely different income levels, and then also just taking a look at different perspectives. And so there's always just a reminder that number one, you're not alone, and number two, you don't have to do it alone. Right? So that very last link inside of the chat there is for you to go ahead and join us on one of our live calls. So just ending off today, that breath of fresh air that I took today, in thinking about the twins and making sure that they are secure. I feel very proud to be their big sister, and I feel very proud of the sacrifices that I have been making to make sure that they're good. And so the question that I want to leave each and all of you with is, what are you doing to make sure that your loved ones are good? And start really thinking hard about that, and really just take a look at the options that you have. And if one of the options is joining us in the investment club, I can't wait to talk to you. So we hope to see you on the inside soon. Back to you, Brian.
I love these stories. Give it up for Martini. Really appreciate that personal story. And again, she is the one to talk to. She's making everything happen behind the scenes. So literally click that link and book a call with her. I think it's really important just to find out her opinion on your story and where you're at. And again, she's spoken with so many people. And I mean, how amazing is it going to feel when you're there for those twins, Martini? I mean, it's just the most incredible feeling, that when they do need something that you've I got it, or if they need that, that's higher education tuition, right? Which they might need. And there's nothing cheap about that Auntie Martini's got it covered. And when you're there, so I'm getting me all emotional tonight, but when you're there and they're graduating, 8 years from now, and you're there at the graduation, and everybody there knows, or at least that wouldn't have happened without you. That's just a powerful feeling, And not to mention when you're balling in your villa in Tuscany, that's pretty good too. So we're all going to come visit you, okay? And Martini will be making wine and olive oil, right? With the London Real brand, I hope. So there you go. So yeah, look, the possibilities are endless, and we put in a lot of hard work for the last 4 years, and we're reaping these rewards right now, and we will probably for the next 90 days. But the good news is it's not too late for everybody here. We've got those 2 deals that I mentioned. I've got a 3rd deal I'm dropping soon, and we've got another 2 that are on par. So you've got things you can invest in right now in the investment club, and we're here to help you get in as soon as possible so you don't miss this next leg up, which we're expecting, anytime now. So yeah, just don't wait. That altcoin index right now is somewhere between 50 and 60 out of 100. When it gets to 75, it's too late. And so you want to get in before that happens. When it gets to 75, things like my story protocol are probably another double or triple from here, and then it's going to be too late. So let's get you in before that happens. Let's not wait 4 or 5 more years to the next cycle. Okay. None of us has that time, too much uncertainty. And so I would say, let's do it right now. I DM'd a bunch of you, and so feel free to reach out to me and reply back and reply to emails as well. I'd love to have those conversations, but the best thing to do is to book that call with Martini. We're here on Mondays and Thursdays. Come by one of our calls. You'll love to see them. But more importantly, pull the trigger and get it done. Push through that fear. I'm telling you, on the other side of your fears is everything you ever dreamed of. And those fears are nothing. FEAR, false expectations appearing real. They're phantoms that make you live these quiet lives of desperation. You don't have to. You go through them, they shatter, and you get to the next level. And sometimes you see these really successful people and you're like, what does that guy or woman have that I don't have? All they did was face their fears. They're not smarter than you. They're not richer than you. They're not more educated than you. They're not more connected than you. All they do was step into it when you ran the other way. That's the only difference. And this is the perfect opportunity. So I hope we see you on the inside. I can't wait to welcome you in that group, to get you into our Telegram community and really feel the love. And until then, thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate your attention. I'll go respond to any DMs right now, and hopefully we'll see you on the Thursday call. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Martini. We appreciate you guys. Take care. Bye. The mass scale transformation of humanity, the fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. It's something we live and breathe. We have a mission here. We want to help build the decentralized finance infrastructure of the future. What is your mission?
Hey, it's Brian Rose from London Real. How would you like to join my investment club, where I teach you everything you need to know about early stage token and equity investments? Look, Right now is one of the greatest times to invest in human history. We've got AI happening. We've got the metaverse that we built on AI, and all of this needs the blockchain, which is what we specialize in here. In my investment club, it's a 12-month program, 3 months of coursework where I teach you all the basics. I want to talk about how capital isn't enough, and I want to talk about how you can upgrade your arsenal of influence in a variety of ways. I teach you how to do basic due diligence. I teach you how to go to a conference and come back with 10 deals. Just go in, bam, 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 bam. This is super exciting, and we're able to do this here at London Real because I speak with some of the greatest guests on the planet. We have an amazing network, and we also have a structure to actually invest money in these deals. Just as a strategy in your business, just keep it simple, especially the first time you do it, but do it at the same time. I'm telling you, this is an incredible opportunity. I've got the best community in the business right now, 75 people from around the world in over 20 countries that are alongside, all investing together. And you can learn and network with the best in the business. No decision is much worse than a no. Something, action, action, action. The clock is ticking. If you're interested in this, click a link below and set up a call with one of my team. They'll walk you through what's happening, the opportunities, the requirements. But I plan on working with this group for the next 10 years, and we're going to do massive things here. And I hope you are a part of it. Click on the link and let's do this.